What's good, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. And I hope everyone's feeling good because I'm feeling good. And second of all, I hope you all brought your snacks and sodas because we're just going to get right into it. Let's go.
Travel in highly futuristic spaceships. Scientists have reported seeing multiple creatures, and they are all aliens. I also tried to communicate with them, and I received their signals. When I got their signals, I was thrilled. I spoke to them, and during our communication, the aliens said that they have been living in our oceans for many years, observing humans, and learning a lot. However, they have their own separate world in the oceans, where they are very happy. They also expressed a desire to meet humans and live among us. Hearing this, I was astonished and invited them to meet us. We are going to meet the aliens and learn everything about them. Stay with us to find out more.
Haven't we done that already? Apparently. And another thing, please, someone, let me know. Leave something in the comments. But of all these years, don't you think by now they would have shown themselves and we would really be able to see what they look like instead of, we'll say, the higher hierarchy or whatever, hiding everything? It just doesn't make sense, man. If aliens exist, then they exist. What are we gonna do? You know? And if they are, stop hiding. Why are they hiding? Makes no sense.
We interrupt our program to bring you this important message.
Sir, I think there was some technical difficulties. But you know what? I may not edit it and keep it raw. Anyways, let's get back.
So apparently we know of 69 different alien species.
These are just catalog 69.
Okay, sorry. I know y'all getting upset. But come on, 69 aliens? Seriously? And how do you know this, man? 69? Have you seen one? Or two or three, but 69? And they're confirming that? With pictures? I don't know. I'm tripping.
Different species, different life forms. There's one species that at full adulthood is about 1.5 feet. There's another species that's 10 or 12 feet. The ones that people often refer to are around 3 to 4 feet, 39 inches or so tall. We have very good forensic drawings from men who've been on the retrieval teams of what these various species look like. The reason they keep coming back, number one, it's not a coincidence that the modern era of all this started when we started detonating atomic bombs. What Edward Teller and Oppenheimer didn't understand when they were developing that is that when you detonate an atomic bomb, you get, everybody knows about an electromagnetic pulse, the pulse that goes out, knocks out all electronic communication. What people didn't know about is there's also a pulse of what's called scalar energy. And scalar is faster than the speed of light.
We're not alone. We are not alone in this universe, and it is a simple fact. And the U.S. government has been aware of that fact now for decades. The United States has been involved in the recovery of objects, vehicles of unknown origin that are neither from our country or any other foreign country that we're aware of. We as a nation have been interested in not only the vehicles themselves, but the occupants of these vehicles, to include biological specimens.
When we can finally say with confidence that the most unlikely sounding theories about UFOs are actually true. Yes, these things are real. They're not all weather balloons. They're not experimental aircraft from this or any other country. Whatever they are not of human origin, nor do they behave according to the laws of known physics. And yes, the US government currently has physical evidence that they exist. That means wreckage of the craft as well as the bodies of the beings that flew them. Amazingly, all of this is true. We know that from the detailed testimony, much of it under oath, from several high-level whistleblowers, including longtime intel officers Lou Elizondo and Dave Grush, both of whom we've talked to. But there have been many, about 10 so far. So the question is, now that the UAP Disclosure Act has passed, when can the rest of us see the information that we paid for and in fact own?
UFOs are real and aliens are real, but they're not from outer space. And that's according to the top 2 UFO researchers after decades-long research. So go to Sabrel.com and
So
pray
where do they
it's
think
up
they're
there in
from
time.
if they're not from outer space?
They're interdimensional and potentially fallen angels, disguising themselves because they're liars of something, like you said, can't be proven or disproven. I'm from this galaxy 300 light years away.
This is kind of what Tucker Carlson thinks. He thinks there's a spiritual element to it. And he thinks they've always been here, and he thinks that this is what's kind of documented in the Bible as like good and evil. And
that's it, exactly.
and-
I mean, that's what's going on. I mean, the top 2 UFO researchers said UFOs are real, number 1. Number 2, they're not from outer space. And number 3, they're demonic. And that's what I talk about, where it talks about fallen angels interbreeding with humans. It's talked about in Genesis 6 and creating a race called Nephilim, who were men of renown, world leaders.
Could you?
So do you see that? So you've got stone carvings that are probably predated before, I don't know, the Bible or anything. And I'm not going into any type of religion or anything like that, but I'm just saying. And it's carved in a wall, and it's of planets, and it's of spaceships, planes, boats, whatever you want to call it. And this is way back in the day. So it kind of makes you think they must have had some type of technology back then. If not, then how were they writing these things on the wall? That's what they did. I don't think they had paper back then. So they had to put it on the wall. So they had to have some technology then. I don't know. I could be wrong. But do you see what I'm saying? Like, you can't make that stuff up. 3100 BC.
You know what the darkest conspiracy theory about aliens is? That Earth is essentially a farm, and human beings are the vessels that contain souls, and they want us because this is how they create souls. And so they're farming us. They've created us. So we started off as primates, and through some sort of genetic intervention, I'm not saying I believe this. I'm just saying that this is like top of the food chain, put your tinfoil hat on super tight, that they farm us. And that the whole reason why human beings are involved in this conflict, constant conflict, it's all of it is to increase our competition with each other, increase our ability to control resources, which will increase our technology, which will ultimately lead to us creating this being that we're going to create.
This is the clearest video of a UFO recorded recently. In the footage, an intrigued pilot uses his cell phone to capture a strange metallic object he sees in the distance. Shortly after, the object passes just a few feet away from
That's
the
some
plane.
crazy.
At that moment, the pilot realizes he might have recorded the most solid evidence of these mysterious ships. This video reopens the debate whether these crafts are secret human technology or of extraterrestrial origin.
Now, if I'm out there in the ocean and I'm seeing
Over here
lights
finding
like
a UFO,
that,
guys.
come on,
The
we
UAP
know
responder and a UFO just came out of the
it
ocean.
has to be a
Underwater UFO
UFO.
sighting on cruise ship.
Or maybe submarine. Hey, they're in a submarine. Hey, let's play games. Let's shoot a light up there and see how the humans react.
I was watching this documentary today. It's a new James Fox documentary about a UFO landing in Brazil in 1996. Holy shit, it's incredible. I had no idea that there's a city called Varginha in Brazil, and in 1996, according to everyone who was there, according to medical records of people who were there, they blocked off, the military came in, cordoned off the area, they recovered a crashed UFO. And there was living creatures that people came in contact with. And one of them was this tiny little thing that this guy carried. And he carried it to wherever they were going to examine it. And when he carried it, he got whatever was on its skin. It had like a slippery kind of skin. It got into his body and infected him. And he wound up with this horrible general infection. He wound up dying. His body shut down. His immune system shut down. His body didn't know what the fuck to do with this alien thing that he was interacting with. There's real records of this guy contacting this thing, grabbing it, carrying it in. All these people witnessed it, and then this guy winds up with this insane infection shortly there afterwards. That's all documented too, all of his medical records.
The best information that we have available to us to this point suggests that these drones are coming from offshore, that when we try to make contact with them, they become evasive.
So last night I was on the beach in Island State Park in Ocean County with the sheriff. One of his officers 2 nights ago saw 50 drones come in off the ocean right there. We had a number of other people there, including a commanding officer from the Coast Guard, who said that one of their 47-foot motor lifeboats was followed by between 12 and 30 of these drones as they went through the water. Followed right behind them.
Elusive.
And it is clear that these are vehicles. They can come down from over 80,000 feet from space down to the very surface of our oceans in 0.7 of 1 second. And they go beneath the ocean and they travel at over 100 miles an hour underwater.
They're in every body of water. They're in every ocean. They're in every almost lake, river system, small reservoirs frequently. And
And if that's the case, then why aren't we picking it up? Why aren't we seeing these things? Like, this doesn't make sense to me. But they're here, they're there, and blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. But yet no one has proven that they've been flying in the water. They have submarines down there. And those are very easily able to locate things that are down there of substantial size. So please stop playing with us and show us some proof. Come on, man.
What I find is these objects are able to operate in water in ways that we don't really have any official ability to do.
Water. Yeah, this thing is creepy, man. What the hell?
I think it's about 5% of our ocean that's actually been studied in detail. And so are there any accounts of UAPs emerging from or submerging into our water, which could indicate a base or presence beneath the ocean's surface?
Well, they better start searching the oceans, because they ain't going to be able to search the stars. You can't even get off the planet. There's a dome. I don't care what anyone says. You cannot leave the planet. There is a dome. Get over it. There's a dome. I'm not saying the earth is flat, but there's a dome.
I don't know about a base, but as I mentioned, I had a different source entirely describe this pretty extraordinary footage that exists of orbs, of an orb coming out of the ocean and being met by another orb.
You used to work at Area 51. When did things get weird? When did you realize, hey, like, this doesn't even seem like it's from this planet?
In the demonstration of the reactor working, where it caught my attention, this is technology that doesn't even exist.
What was it about this reactor that made you think that it didn't exist?
This was a small reactor about the size of a basketball on a metal plate, and when it was running, it produced a gravitational field of its own. Now this is something that we can't do. We can't produce any gravity. The only way we get gravity is from large quantities of mass. You can't make a gravitational field. Anyway, this device was producing that. And Barry said, almost like he was bragging, go ahead, try and touch the sphere. And I couldn't. It pushed my hands away, just like two like poles of a magnet.
There's this whole theory that UFOs don't actually live in the sky, but live underwater. And this video might prove this theory right. Check it out.
Però che carajo passa qui? Ma cagognola! Però che carajo sta passando qui? Ostia! Vamos là, ostia! Cagognola!
See, this is where the submarines gotta come in.
Planes trying to chase down what was in the sky. So what does it do? It drops down and goes right underwater.
And that's where
Also,
the
there's been
submarines
lots of
should
sightings
be.
from fishermen saying that they also have seen UFOs going from the sky to the water. So could it be that aliens are actually living in the ocean? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below.
Yes, duh. And oh my goodness. Come on. That doesn't even look like a cloud. Not even a regular cloud. That is a spaceship that is cloaked to look like a cloud. I promise you. I kid you not. Look at it. That's unnatural. Look at the size of that thing. What is that? Unless that's AI or something.
Look what they found was hiding underneath the ocean, y'all. You're definitely gonna want to take a look at this video, y'all. This gets crazy, and it's like, how do you know where to go to find these things? Like, do people just sit and just look through Google Earth? Look at it. Look at the water. Beautiful. Is that what is that? Is that a camper? A camper on the water. But look at this, y'all. Look at this.
What?
Oh my goodness, y'all. Look at this.
What is that, Godzilla?
Look at this, y'all. No way.
Nah, they playing games, yo.
Oh my goodness, y'all. Look at this. Is that Godzilla? Is that the Leviathan? And then someone sent me this early this rising, y'all. Look at this, right? Now, what I found interesting is this giant structure in the sky. Like, that's a solid object, y'all. That is a solid object in the sky. Look at this. Like, I'm not even... What, bro? We have literally entered a new world. We literally have entered a new world. Or
forget what's in the sky. I kind of don't. I kind of see it, but I don't. But look what's on the beach. Focus on that. That is proof of something. Look at it. Look at the size of that squid. That is massive. I don't know if that's real or not, but it looks real to me. Like, imagine you're in the water swimming and you see something that big. It's over with. It's over.
new world has come upon us. Like, it's literally time, y'all. Look at this. This is crazy. literally the land of the giants, y'all. Cause all these things coming to the surface right now, y'all. The age of Aquarius, playing no games, y'all. Playing no games. Just revealing it all to us. I'm telling you, these are interesting times that we live in, y'all. And I guarantee you it's only going to get a lot more interesting, y'all. Buckle up. Let me know what you guys think about this video. This video is strictly for entertainment purposes only. I am only raising awareness to interesting situations during these interesting times. Like, comment, and share for more videos like this. Thank you for tuning to my frequency. Let's get this shift. Peace in.
Okay, guys, this is a video that was sent to me, and you know, these videos like this, it's absolutely impossible to tell whether or not they're real or fake. Most of the time, 9 times out of 10, it's not going to be real. But let's talk about what's going on here. We see a UFO. We see it in the ocean. It's on the ocean floor. We see a portal. We see these flames coming out. And you know, every time there's documented cases of submarines and Navy ships being swarmed by these orbs and these UAPs, this is where they're coming from. So even when you see an AI-generated video, which this probably is, you know, I'm very honest about my videos, you know, it makes you think, is this the type of thing that's going on? Is this the type of events that are taking place in our oceans with these UAPs, with these crypto-terrestrials, extraterrestrials? What are they? Interdimensional beings? These are the questions. And here's the other question. Is this actually real? I mean, you know, if I had to guess, I'd say that, because nobody's going to say it's real, because nobody wants to admit there's anything. So, I mean, who knows? You can't tell. Even if it was real, you can't tell if it's fake or real. So leave your comments. Let me know what you think. I'm sure we got all the geniuses out.
In 2024, there are literal UFOs coming from our own oceans, which is interesting because after God floods the entire world, every living thing on the surface would have simply died. But I've always wondered about what happened to the creatures that were already in the sea. See, the Bible tells us that before this, the whole world was corrupted. All flesh had corrupted their way on earth. But I assume that this includes cold-blooded flesh from the ocean as well. Still, the Bible doesn't explain specifically what happens to the creatures in the water. Okay, so there's this ancient book named the Book of Giants. It's these 2,000-year-old scrolls that were literally found in a cave. It talks about these fallen angels who come down to earth, bringing both knowledge and chaos. One day, these angels would gather 200 pairs of animals, birds, fish, and humans for this thing called miscegenation. Miscegenation means crossbreeding. It means taking 2 different species to create something new. These angels were smart and curious, which made them dangerous. Question is, what would a fallen angel possibly want to create? Well, today, there are governments admitting that they are in contact with actual aliens. In their own words, these aliens are coming from our own oceans, which is just mind-blowing because not only is the ocean almost completely unexplored, but it also seems like biblically, the ocean didn't really change much since the flood. The Bible even talks about this Leviathan, and it wasn't that long since we saw that massive blob in the ocean. I wonder what would happen if they started looking downwards.
So there are 2 questions I have to ask
Go
you.
ahead.
The first one's kind of fun. Aliens. I want to talk to you about aliens.
Yeah.
UFOs, UAPs.
I know.
The disclosure we've seen in Congress
Yeah.
recently. It's confusing and upsetting a lot of Americans because there's something happening. There are unidentified aerial phenomena in the sky. We don't know what they are. Do you?
So it's such a question I do get a lot, and it's such an interesting question. I've met with pilots that look just like you, actually. Okay, they have more of a crew cut. Okay, they look like him and they look like you. Some of them look like you,
a little fatter.
But these are perfect people, and they're not
crazy.
conspiratorial. They're not crazy, and they tell me stories that they've seen things that you wouldn't believe. These are not people that you would say, "Gee,
no way.
oh, that's
There's no
okay."
way. President of the United States.
But
I said,
who is it? That's Joe Biden wanting to do an interview. So I've met with pilots like beautiful Tom Cruise, but taller.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
handsome, perfect people. Sir, there was something there that was round in form and going like 4 times faster than my super jet fighter plane. And I look at these guys, and they really mean it.
Yeah.
And am I a believer? No, I can't say I am. But I have met with people that are serious people that say there's some really strange things that they see flying around out there. And if you go to Nevada and you look at that little section of where they go to look at the aliens, where they think all the aliens are landing, that it's I think it's maybe the #1 tourist attraction in the United States.
Roswell?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Roswell. I think it's the #1. It's the lines of people waiting. You have no idea how many times I'm asked that question.
But don't you have access to that information?
I have access, and I speak to people about it. I've had actually meetings on it, and they will tell you there's something going on. When they say things are going 4 times faster than my beautiful top-of-the-line airplane that goes, real fast.
With no identifiable propulsion
Mach
system.
2,
Yeah.
right?
These things are creating their own gravity fields, allegedly.
Well, they have people that are very smart and very solid have said they believe there is something out there. And, it makes sense that there could be. I've never been convinced, even despite that. I just, for some reason, it's not my thing. But a lot of people believe that it's true. A lot of very good, solid people believe it's true.
Good story, Walt Disney. Come on. Trump, you know what you know. And you know a lot. And for you to sit there and tell these guys that I'm not a believer, I don't think so. You're a believer, you know. Just tell us what is out there, please. Stop hiding the truth. Let us know. Damn it.
What? And I know there are illegal aliens out there, but those are the ones that come through the border. We have plenty of them. Those are the ones I know.
This is why the ocean freaks me out way more than space ever will. So back in the 1970s, that's very important, the 1970s, the Navy had put down an acoustic sensor device, and this went all throughout the bottom of the ocean. Its initial purpose before this project really got going was for them to map out the ocean floor and to be able to detect submarines and things like that. Now, this came out from someone in the Navy whose responsibility was to monitor the sensors on this. They were detecting underwater submersible type objects that were traveling at thousands of miles per hour, which wasn't possible at the time. This happened in the 70s. Said that on top of this, they had detected many structures underwater that were active and that the Navy needed to stay clear of because they didn't fully understand what it was. How does the Navy not understand what it is? And this is a report from someone from the Navy in the 1970s. So much of our ocean has been left undiscovered. Maybe there's a reason why. But a lot of people think that this is a bunch of hoo-ha and it's just a legend. Let me know what you think, and come over here if you want some of my long-form content.
There's a lot of things going on underneath the ocean. If you ever fly across the Atlantic to Qatar or something like that, or Dubai, they have that screen that shows you the scan of the ocean as you're flying over it. Just look at that for a few hours. You'll start seeing things. You'll start seeing what looks like remnants of structures underneath the water. And which is pretty crazy because it's like a scan. So you're seeing what's down there, even if it's dark outside. And some of those things look like remnants of ancient structures that have been destroyed or flooded over or whatever. But underneath the ocean, it's one of the greatest places to hide if you're an advanced civilization because nobody's doing any real research down there. And matter of fact, when I saw that UFO when I was a kid, I told 2 of my friends what I saw, and we talked about it, and they were saying maybe it came from the ocean. I was like, yeah, maybe it's from the ocean. I think that under the ocean, you'll find a lot of bases there, whether it be alien or ours, I'm not sure, but I think that we will find the best place to hide on this planet is the ocean.
Very early in 2025, all hell is going to break loose.
Oh,
the
great.
Volume
Great way to
of
start the year.
sightings, weird objects in the sky, it's off the charts. I am swamped by people sending me videos from all over the world. And it's not just in Bedminster, New Jersey. It's not just in the United Kingdom. It's India, Greenland, Russia, Kazakhstan, China, Japan. I cannot believe the volume of sightings that are going on at the moment. Something is showing itself in our skies. We are going to look back and we are going to say that the autumn of the drones was a turning point. There's consistent sightings of drones over military facilities. It sounds like nothing at the moment, but I wager it's going to turn out to be enormous. I think 2024 in future will be seen, ironically, as the calm before the storm. A reckoning is coming.
Elon. Well, that's all I have for y'all. But I'm going to leave you off with this one thing. What I don't understand is all these years, I think even dating back to when I think the radio just came out and they had spooky UFO stories that were just made up. So I don't know who the genius was that made up these stories and continued it on till now. But, I mean, come on, man. 60, 70 years, 80 years go by, and we have not literally seen an alien. We've seen UFOs, but we have not seen an alien. What are they waiting on? That's all I'm asking. Why are they hiding? Apparently they live amongst us, and you gotta wear the special glasses to see them. Blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. Come on, man. Let's just keep it real. Do they even exist? Maybe they don't. Maybe they don't. I don't know. If you guys believe or not believe, leave a comment. Let me know. Give me something to do so I can read these comments. And, you know, if you like the content and you want to see this channel grow like I do, because we're on the road for 1,000. We're getting there. I'm patient. We're getting there, though. And, you know, smash that like button, smash that subscribe button, and comment and help the channel grow. That'd be awesome. But other than that, stay safe, stay healthy, stay aware. Have a good night, have a good day. See you in the next video. Peace.